experience dating app burnout. In today's video, I'd like to share with you my comprehensive guide to enjoy being on dating apps for a smooth experience. First, we will see how you get burnout at every stage of your online dating journey, and second, how to solve it. My name is Carolina, and I am on a mission to help singles be happy in order to attract their next best relationship, because when you are happy with yourself, you have greater chances of attracting a happy relationship. So subscribe to my channel to support. First, usually burnout is a sign that you are doing something wrong and that you need to change something, either in your personal life, at work, or in your environment. For example, the first burnout that I got, it was because I was working in a toxic environment under a toxic boss. And so my burnout was a sign that I needed to change my job. The second burnout that I got, it was because I was working too much. I was being an IT consultant by day while being an entrepreneur by night. And this caused physical fatigue. And so it was a sign that I needed to stop one activity in order to go all in the other one. And so from personal experience, I have enough evidence to say that whenever you get a burnout, it means you need to change something. And applied to dating apps, you need to change your use of them. And maybe even further, you need to change your view on dating in general. Because if I take the example of Hinge, which is an awesome dating app, it was designed to mimic real-life dating interactions, human interactions, putting the human at the core of its functioning. Because it understands that the best algorithm relies on real life. And so your way of online dating is simply a reflection of your dating mindset. And so upgrade, elevate your dating mindset, and you will elevate your online dating experience. And so now, what are the two common mistakes that you make that lead to burnout? If we look at the first stage of your online dating journey, that is swiping in order to match, is that you use dating apps like any social media, which Bumble, Tinder, Hinge, The League, they are all social media. And so you get burnout from the simple act of using social media. And how do you cope with it? Just like you would stop scrolling endlessly and mindlessly on Instagram, you need to stop swiping endlessly and mindlessly on dating apps, because this is what fries your brain. And so what you need to do is that you need to enter the online dating scene with purpose, with clarity. Like, do you know what kind of partner you like? What qualities are you expecting? Do you know what kind of love relationship you like? Because when you know exactly what you want, it's going to clear any cloud of doubt that darkens your thinking and make the process of decision-making harder. Like, for example, do you have dating preferences? Like, for example, you can only date Latino guys or Asian women. Or maybe you know that in your future house, you don't want a pet, and so a guy with a dog is a no-go. Or maybe you can't stand smokers. And you know what? It's cool, because the more you know what you want, and the more, again, it will alleviate doubt, and it will ease and speed up your decision-making process that will save you from burnout. It's the act of overthinking and overanalyzing every single detail in every profile that causes burnout. And so I would invite you to invite clarity in your online dating journey by defining what you want. So you swipe intentionally with the end in mind. Now maybe you're gonna tell me, but I don't know, I'm not clear on what you want, which I will tell you, that's okay. I will still recommend you to use dating apps, because practice makes perfect. The more you use dating apps, and the more you will have to decide with every profile that passes under your eye, profile after profile, it will push you to decision, and so to precision and refining of your thinking, of your ideal. That is the power of decision, is that it transcends any doubt and creates that clarity that protects you from burnout. The second tool that I use is intuition, which honestly is the only way of dating. Like, let's say you are sitting in a restaurant. Do you scan the room, examining every single man and woman there? No, like what happens is that suddenly you're gonna notice that woman, like one smile or one gaze. And you're gonna get up and you're gonna talk to her as quick as possible, because you don't know how long she's gonna stay there. Maybe she will leave in 5 or 10 minutes. And so you seize that one chance of your lifetime to match with her in the physical realm. And so is it possible to get burnout from a first real life date? No, because the only element that is involved in your decision making is the visual. You note one gaze, one attitude, one pose that attracts you. And then coupled with instinct or intuition, this will speed up your decision making and go chase her. And so if we go back to online dating, why are you hurting yourself? Why do you spend energy and time overthinking like, oh, okay, oh, she has a cat. I don't really like cats. Or, oh, he likes hiking, he likes reading. Maybe we could go watch movies together. Oh, but he has that type of job. There's so much information on a profile. You need to tap into your intuition back again. And so that is my best advice here, is that let your way of real life dating influence your way of online dating, because the other way around is unnatural, and this is what causes burnout. And my third and last tip for that first stage of your online dating journey, that is swiping, is stop swiping at any time of the day and anywhere. Just like you would scroll on Instagram in your commute, while queuing in the grocery store, while walking. It's the fact of having no boundary that makes you overuse your phone and that overwhelms your brain. And so my best recommendation here is create a habit. Tap into the power of habit. Set a time block during your week and during a day where you will exclusively use dating apps to swipe, match, and DM. This way, you will restrain your use of dating apps and the secondary effects on your mental health. Think of it just like you brush your teeth, right? You don't think, you don't wonder, you don't invest a thought into wondering, oh, will I brush my teeth or not? No, it has become an automation through habit. Habit has the power of saving yourself from burnout. And so leverage the power of habit. Create yourself a routine. And I don't remember exactly what mine was, but I think it was like every Friday night, 1 hour before sleep, I would swipe. And then I switched, I think, to 4 to 5 times a week, 15 minutes every day right before sleep. So define a schedule that suits you. Hey guys, are you fed up with being crickets on dating apps? Next week, I will host my free masterclass where I will share with you my top secrets that I've allowed one of my customers to get 2 matches and 1 date almost instantly after implementing my recommendations on his profile. And so if you'd like the same results, if you'd like to raise the bar, the standard of your matches on Hinge, Tinder, and Bumble, go in the description box below and sign up for my online event that will take place on Saturday, the 13th of July. I see you there. Once you have matched, you move on to the second phase of your online dating journey, that is messaging. You move to conversation. And here, my tip will be very simple. Avoid messaging as much as possible and ask for a date as quick as possible, even when you are a woman. Yes, here there is no like, oh, this is the man that should do the first move and ask for the first date. What I have experienced, and it has worked for me, is that I say something like, you know what, I prefer one-to-one meeting. I think it's quicker, communication is more efficient, we get to know each other better. And I promise that if the guy is normal, he's going to understand you. And if not, it just means that you are a high-value woman that values high-quality time. And he is a low-value man, he is not worthy, okay? So dare to ask for a first date. Because the problem, and you know that with messaging, is that you can be easily misunderstood. You don't have the pitch of voice, nonverbal communication. And so it's easy to make a mistake. You're gonna overthink. Oh, what if I write this? What will she think of me? Or should I write this or that? And this, again, this overthinking thing is what creates burnout. So move on to the dating phase as quick as possible. And I think that with dating apps, more than with any social media, you need to be extra cautious because you don't know if the guy or the girl in front of you, they really exist. Are they a scam or a crazy manipulator? The second thing in that messaging phase is you don't want to live your whole dating life on apps. What can happen is that you're gonna match with a guy and he's gonna joke and you're gonna fall for him, but suddenly you're gonna say something that he dislikes. He's going to unmatch you and you're gonna feel very pissed off. You're gonna like him and be heartbroken at the same time in the app. It's very sad. And the thing is that you experience like a mini breakup that is some sort of burnout. And that's why I highly recommend you to date the person physically, so you really give a chance to the relationship too. And this point will lead me to the second common mistake that we make while using dating apps. The ultimate thing that you need to do to enhance your online dating experience is to enhance your dating mindset. Because how do we date in real life? We involve feelings first. How many times on Hinge have I seen profiles that say, oh, let's go with the flow, let's test the feeling first and see where it leads us, let's get to know each other with time and with no pressure, which to me is the wrong way of dating. And the proof of that is the burnout that you get. If I take, for example, the use of Instagram, you have the homepage and you will see several posts with several pictures of men or women with which potentially you are going to compare yourself. And comparison is toxic. And the more you're going to scroll down, the more you risk increasing comparison and the toxicity of using Instagram, right? And so the use of the social media highlights the toxicity of one thing, comparison. And the same goes with dating apps. Their use is going to highlight the dysfunctions and the unsustainability, toxicity of your dating mentality. And so the problem is not the app. The problem is you. And to illustrate, I'm going to share you my personal story of my first match on Tinder that went wrong. There was that guy who had a very interesting profile. I liked him very much. We matched. And he was not very responsive. And so I decided that I would continue to swipe on Tinder because no girl waits, okay? We wait for nobody here. And as we were at the point of validating a Thursday night date, I get to match with a second guy who was also very interesting. And as he was taking time to respond, I was about to validate that Thursday night date with the second guy. And so I go back to the first guy and I tell him, just to let you know that this time slot may be taken soon by another guy. And he went mad at me. I could read it through his writing. He said, you think that Tinder is a catalog? And I thought, dude, what is swiping if not a catalog? Like, if you don't like the rules of the game, don't play the game. And I don't remember how the discussion ended that night, but for sure, first I validated the Thursday night date with the second guy. Then for the first guy, I think that he had the last word, but I think that it was not of a big deal. I think that he was just a bit too emotional, very immature to be honest. And so one day passes, I have no news from him. And I remember I came back to him and it was about having a date on Sunday instead. And he answers, sorry, but maybe I'm already taken. And I was like the guy is very defensive, easily offended. And I answered, that's cool for you, like congratulations. And then I unmatched him. That guy was literally too emotional, too fragile. And that experience of dating apps showed me that involving feelings first is risky. Like, can you imagine if you get emotional with every single guy or girl you match with, you put yourself at stake. You risk experiencing, as I said, like as many breakups and so burnouts as matches. And that is the thing. I want you to get this in mind, that like, have you noticed that when you experience breakup, then you want to throw the towel, right? And I fell prey for that. Eventually, I got influenced by that way of dating. I remember I got emotional once. I got disappointed because my match didn't work. And so I was like, you know what? I want to give up. Either on online dating or real life dating. And so I want to stress here, really the danger of your dating mindset is that you need to understand your online dating life and your real life dating life are not two separate realms. They make one and they interfere. And so you need to be very cautious of your way of online dating because it will affect and compromise your dating life in general. It will delay your next relationship and your love life in general. Now, once you've swiped, matched, and messaged, and you agreed on a first date, congratulations. For this phase, my best advice is prefer a speed dating. Because what happens is that the longer you stay, the higher risk you have of creating an emotional bond, a soul tie that will be hard to break if your relationship doesn't work. If you don't get a second date, or the guy disappears, or after 5 or 6 or 10 days, it doesn't work out. And so what I like to do here is that I have not managed to make a 5 or 15 minutes date, because usually the guy moves to my place and he offers me a drink. So I can hardly, like, this is an investment. So what I do is that I set up a 1-hour appointment, more or less, and I ask the most essential questions in order to secure the basics. Like, are you for family? Are you for marriage, for divorce? What type of family do you come from? This way, we really tackle the relationship logically instead of emotionally. The power of involving logic first is that it really protects your heart from any potential breakup. So put logic first and feeling second. This is the way of dating. And I think in this society, it's very key, because we tend to relegate logic to the second plan as you use it so much in your daily life. It seems like it's demonic, like you should save logic for your work and your emotions for your personal life, when there is nothing wrong about combining the two. We are made of the two. We should use both emotions and logic for all the areas of our life to make optimized decisions. In conclusion, don't let the use of your phone or social media impact your way of online dating. Be aware of how you use dating apps. Also, be aware that your real life dating life and your online dating life, they make one. They interfere. And let your real life dating life influence your online dating life with intuition and instinct instead of the other way around. And maybe if you experience burnout, it's also that you need to upgrade your dating mindset, to upgrade your online dating experience. Now, if you want to manifest better matches on Hinge, go watch this video next.